here.
Panda. Not Panda. Sorry. Whipper. 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 Yo, I got in Buffalo. I got Buffalo. Nah, let me stop. This ain't no Panda. Whipper. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Viva Los Bills with Sloan, aka Buffalo Will, with everybody's favorite cousin Vinny.
What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody?
Vinny. Another week. How's everything been?
Good, man. Good. Getting more news. More news. 10 days left for the season opener, buddy. I am geeked, stoked, all those good things. I'm excited, man.
Me too. It's about time. Luckily, everybody's still staying healthy. Nobody's been sick on our squad, which is good. But the whole healthy thing, that's not true either for our squad lately. But we'll get in touch with that too. But the whole COVID thing's been pretty good. I think there was 9 players. I think they said something like a few days ago. I was trying to look it up on the internet, but they didn't have anything updated. But I think I saw something like 9 players were diagnosed again. Some might have been, I think it was 5 players, 4 staff members or something like that. They didn't say where exactly, but anyway, it's still a good number. And luckily for us, nobody from the Bills around that. So I guess we'll continue from there. Then he's showing off the tats. What?
Let me see. My screen is froze up, but let me see. I'm trying to find I got a Buffalo Bills tat somewhere. There it is. I don't know if you can see. It's a little baby tat.
Oh yeah, but, it was real quick.
Yeah. But my screen is froze, so I don't know. I might have to get out and come back in. It's completely froze up.
Right now, you look fine on ours, which is crazy.
Okay, now I'll just roll with it then.
Hopefully it pops in. So I don't know what I'm going to do. If I take you out, if I get to put you back in, I don't know. Unless you want me to throw you off.
I'll just roll out. I'll just roll with the punches, man.
All right, let me know. If not, I could pop it off back in. All right, so in some news going on in the NFL today, or the last few days, or since we haven't been on here, there's one guy, man. One guy, I got to say this. Where is it? Guess who's back? Back again. JD's back. Got a little friend. Bam! Josh Gordon. That's a 1-year deal with the Seattle Seahawks. They bring him back. You know, good for him. He was suspended again with the whole, I think, drugs or whatever it was, marijuana. But he's back. The guy's back. You guys tell me something. How's this guy get all these chances coming back and back and back and back and back? And some guy like Kaepernick who took a knee can't even get a job. It's crazy. Don't get me wrong. The guy's talented. As long as he stays out of trouble, he's a beast. And with DJ Metcalf and the TJ Lockett, I think they have over there, they got a squad, man. It's crazy. You know, they got a lot of players. So good to him. Good for him. He's back there. I wouldn't mind Josh Gordon on the Bills, but we have so much depth. We don't need that headache, you know. So good for him. Another thing, I was surfing today through some of these teams, and I ran into one of our ex-players on a squad, and I was like, good for him. I didn't even know he had gotten picked up. There was no news about it. Ray McLeod is on the Steelers. I didn't even know that.
Pittsburgh Steelers. Yeah, I didn't know it either.
Oh, man, you are frozen now. I see you're frozen. I was going to say, you're pretty still there. So, I don't know. Anyway, maybe I should just drop you off and you come back in.
Try it again. Let's try it. Drop me off.
We're going to lose Vinny for a few seconds. Wha-bam! Full screen. What up? So, hopefully Vinny comes up soon. Let's go on to a little bit other news. Like I said, good for Ray being picked up by the Pittsburgh Steelers. I didn't know he was there. Good thing he's found a job, you know. Moving on from there, one of the guys I liked for the Bills at one point, there was speculation they might trade for him, but they didn't, was Leonard Fournette, who got picked up today by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Well, actually the other day. I was surprised by the move, being that they signed Shady McCoy and them. Hold on. Let's pause this. Then he's back. Bam! There's Vinny.
Bam!
Bam!
There you go.
All right, now we're looking good.
Man, you're getting kind of good at this, man.
You see that? I just gotta get used to the StreamYard stuff. We'll be all
I hear
right,
you.
man. I've been doing television for about 25 years, maybe.
Wow.
So maybe a little longer. So it's kind of crazy. But I really haven't been doing this stuff. I'm usually behind the scene. So now I got to do a little bit of everything. I know Bobby's in the background today watching. So let's keep going. I was talking about Leonard Fournette being picked up by the Bucks. I mean, like I said, I was surprised they picked him up. It's a good move for them.
They got him for a 1-year deal, from what I understand. So
Yeah, and he can make up to $3.5 million with incentives. So it's a good deal for him, you know.
yeah. Well, I know a lot of Buffalo Bills fans were like, yeah, pick him up. But I don't think it would have been a good fit. And I think didn't he get ejected one game when he had to fight one of our players? He had a fight with somebody on our team.
I think you're right. I think so. But
So I don't think it would have worked out anyway.
They forget about that stuff when you're playing together. Usually,
Yeah.
I wouldn't have mind though. The thing is, Zach Moss is stepping up, so it would have been a crowded backfield. But to have Leonard Fournette, I wouldn't have mind that at all. If you had Devin, Leonard Fournette, and Moss, they're all going to be pounding people, you know. So now he joins Shady McCoy over there also. They got a nice squad in Tampa. So we'll see what happens. Moving on, the Pats released Mohamed Sanu, which was actually comes like a little bit of a surprise, being that they don't really big names besides Edelman. And Sanu's been working out. Yeah, he was working out in California, posting videos how he's gotten better shape, and he was ready to play. So I don't know what's going on there, why they let him go. He's healthy, supposedly. One spot I could see him going to now is the Jets, being the Jets are a bunch of wounded warriors. The other receivers seem to be dropping. And even, I think, 7-Eleven, our ex-receiver. I always forget his name. Why do I forget his name, man? The dude from Monmouth University. Damn, can't remember his name. Anyway, play for the Pats. Come on, Vinny.
Who, Edelman?
No, Edelman. He played for the Bills.
Who are you talking about?
They called him 7-Eleven. The white dude. Ah, man. With the Jets last
What, for the Jets?
Yeah. He got hurt. Anyway.
You got me thinking of Wayne Corbett. That's way back then.
So now I gotta look at my so many notes here. I'm like, what? I don't remember where he's at. Whatever. He played for the Bills. Dude, I can't remember his name. Anyway, I can see Mohamed Sanu going to the Jets, which they need help. Besides that, what else do I got here? See, I'm like all messed up. I'm trying to remember that kid's name, and I can't remember his name. It's going to come to me later. A few notes about the quarterback battles that have been going around. Let's stick with New England. Cam Newton, which pretty much everybody knew. They named him as the starting quarterback for week 1. So he beat out Jarrett Stidham. So that's no surprise really there either. So we'll be facing Cam Newton. I'm not scared. Don't be scared.
I'm not scared. I was about to say I ain't scared.
Ain't scared. Don't be scared. Another one, which pretty much Lance Lynn decided from before preseason. Camp even started that Tyrod Taylor. Well, yeah, I guess he will be the starting quarterback.
That's no surprise.
Justin Herbert, I guess, didn't show enough to knock out Tyrod, but Lance, I guess, loves Tyrod from the time when he was in Buffalo. So he knows him. Let's see. Hopefully Tyrod does well, except for when he plays us.
Plays us, that's right.
Yeah. But again,
he's probably going to come with a chip on his shoulder, so we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, but our defense is pretty tight, so I don't know. We're going to have to save that chip. Another one was Washington declared Dwayne Haskins their starting quarterback, beating out Alex Smith. Alex Smith was there for like a week or something practicing, so it wasn't like there was a real competition there. Yeah. But I could see if Alex is healthy and Washington's struggling like everybody thinks they're going to be struggling, I can see Alex getting in there.
Yeah, kudos to Alex, man. I mean, with that injury, he's had like I don't even know how many surgeries, 30 plus or something like that. He's got a lot for him to come back. I saw a video of his family kind of celebrating, him coming back, which was kind of heartwarming. I would, the game of football, you don't wish anybody. You see everybody get jacked up and get hurt, but you really don't wish anybody to get hurt. You know what I mean? So it's kind of an inspiring story, with that injury he had. It could have been a career-ending injury. So for him to bounce back, all kudos to him. I'm looking forward to him being out there, and I wish him the best.
Yeah, no, it was almost done. And yeah, I saw the video you're talking about, them spraying whatever it was on him. It was cool. Another quarterback battle going on is the Chicago Bears, but they've said they're not going to name their quarterback till week 1. So I guess the challenge or the battle between Nick Foles and Mitch Trubisky rages on. So we'll be waiting for that one. And another one was in Miami with Fitzmagic. Sorry for his passing. My condolences to him and his family. His mom passing on. He's going to be mentoring Tua for a while.
Yeah.
So
probably till mid-season. I predict Tua will probably be in there after mid-season. But again, our condolences to his family. He lost his mom, and kudos to the Bills Mafia. I heard they've been donating $14 a piece to in reverence to his number and in support for him, because even though he plays for the Dolphins, he's still a lot of Bills fans love him, including myself.
Yeah, no, he was a good player. I liked him. I think the total was over. I don't know if it was 1,500 or something from money going to be donated to. I think it was cancer research or something like that for him. I always liked him. People used to say, "Oh, you guys gave him that big contract that you shouldn't have." My thing with that was the guy earned it. The problem was we had, who was it? I think Molds. Molds, Evans, and Johnson. He had good receivers, and he had Scott Chandler, who actually had a great year.
Yeah.
So he had weapons, and then what did they do? They got rid of Evans, and they got rid of this guy. So then he started losing his weapons, and that was it. You have the whole 1, 2, 3 punch. So his numbers dwindled too. So you can't blame it on that guy. He actually played for us, Let's get on to some Bills news. And by the way, we're going to be doing our 53-man roster. Well, we're going to pick our starting offense, starting defense, and the guys we have on the reserves for, say, game day for next week, who we think will be there starting. All right. Besides that, Bills news going on. The Bills signed. Let's just watch this, bro. We're moving on up. What? Right? Bam! This is courtesy of the Buffalo Bills. I downloaded it off their site. So the Bills signed Brian Allen last Friday. Allen was cut by the Seahawks on August 11th. Allen first came into the league as a 5th-round pick out of Utah by the Steelers. He's appeared in 16 games over 2 seasons with the Steelers. His numbers in 16 games were 3 combined tackles, 1 solo tackle. The guy's 6'3", 215 pounds. They have some stats from Utah. Nothing crazy in the pros. He pretty much played on special teams. So, but welcome Brian Allen to the squad. We got another Allen on our squad. So, we're looking for that cornerback depth, which they really need right now because Levi Wallace is banged up.
Josh
Norman's banged up. I think, was it Cam Lewis or somebody else is banged up on our secondary. So we're taking a lot of hits on the secondary. The scary thing is Josh Norman has a hamstring injury, and Levi Wallace sat out with a tweaked hamstring, which isn't good, man. We're getting hit by the injury bug and the corner position. So hopefully
things will pan out. I like his signing, even though I think if everybody's healthy, we'll talk about it later with the 53-man roster deal. Yeah. But I think Cam Lewis will probably go down to the practice squad. But with the signing of Allen, I mean that's a big cornerback, 6'3". So whenever there's situations, I think when they have them big, tall, strong receivers, that's probably a guy that they'll probably want to putting in if he makes the practice squad.
Yeah, well, we'll see about that. Well, good luck to him.
Unless he makes the practice
work, So anyway, another move they made this week was, bam! Look at us moving on up. What? The Bills and the Carolina Panthers announced a trade on Monday that sent linebacker Andre Smith to Buffalo for a conditional 7th-round pick in 2023. I don't mind if we trade 7th-round picks. It's not a bad thing. Smith himself was a 2018 7th-round pick who played 2/3 of the Panthers' special team snaps during last year. His numbers are 19 games, 8 combined, 6 solo, 2 assists. So, looking on from here, the guy, he's played special teams and stuff. So hopefully it helps out. For what I'm thinking, being that they gave up a 7th-round pick, he might be somewhat of a lock to make the squad now. I didn't think. I think I texted you about it. I was surprised.
Yeah, you're a little surprised about it when I told you about it.
Yeah, I thought our linebacker depth was pretty good at the time. I didn't think we really needed it, but hey, I guess the Panthers. I guess McDermott and his boys know something about their Panthers, like always. We'll be keeping an eye on them. Maybe Rivera said, "Hey, man, take a look at this guy, or if you can't get him for a 7th, go get him." So, good thing to him. Another signing was, hold on, we're going to have to adjust. What should I say? Let's adjust.
Let me see.
Bang here. And I think I got to go this way. And here we go. Bam! The Buffalo.
There you go.
Antonio Williams, a running back out of North Carolina, the rookie. I like the kid. Right now, there's a lot of running backs that are banged up. Jaquan Johnson was banged up, but they say he was back in practice with the pads on today. So that's good. TJ Yelton, I think, was a little banged up. Christian Wade is banged up. So this kid now gets another shot, even if it's for a week, show what he can do and try to impress somebody. And if one of those guys has a longer lasting injury, then who knows? Maybe he'll be on the squad.
I was surprised myself when we had him, dropped him, and then re-signed him again. So they must see something in him,
Yeah, I mean, they drafted him. Well, they didn't draft him. They picked him up as an unconditional, so they liked him. The guy has talent. You see him putting in work on the internet. He's always posting stuff. Now we could go back. We'll shrink back. So we're always seeing him putting in work. He's posting stuff. I actually said congrats on it. On Twitter, he actually liked my thing back. Woo! Need to get him to watch the show. Maybe come on the show. It'd be pretty cool. So
absolutely.
Good for him making the squad. Another thing is, we have a birthday boy today, if you want to say.
Happy birthday. Devin Singletary. Motor. I know you wasn't expecting me to sing. I know you wasn't asking me to sing that.
You kind of came out with it. It was like, happy birthday, and then you stopped that.
Happy birthday, Motor.
Yeah, happy birthday to him. Now, there's a little concerns coming outside. We're going to rain on your birthday party right now, Devin. But I've been reading a lot of people posting on there that there have been some issues with fumbling, but there was a count, like, say, 2 fumbles in practice. That's not a good look. Can't be losing the ball. And I didn't even know. Last year, he had the league's worst fumbling percentage as a rookie. So I guess
I did not know that.
Yeah, I had to look at it. That's no bueno. No bueno.
No muy bueno. That's right. That's a stat I did not know. Wow.
Yeah, I was surprised when I saw that because I don't really remember him fumbling like that last year. So take the ball, Devin. I was a running back in high school. Take the ball. You should know this. 3 points, bro. 3 points. Now, this ball, I have to tell you, it's special made like for Brady. You see, it's deflated a little. You put in there 3 points and hold that. And when you're going through the line, I don't know why somebody running back.
Both hands.
Double up. These guys are strong players in the NFL. You got 300-pound guys trying to hang on your one arm. You may be strong, but come on, man. And then if you get into the clearing, there you go.
Hey, a cool little drill we used to do with the kids in Pop Warner when we used to coach them was get a ball like that and fill it up with water, solid water, and it would weigh a lot, and those poor kids would hold on to it, and it actually did help in the drills, and it transferred to the game. So, these guys know all the tricks of the trade, but for him to start fumbling like that, hopefully he'll get a grasp of that because that's not a good trait to have, is being known as a fumbler. So, let's shake it off and just hopefully it's just the preseason stuff. So hopefully, but starting in 10 days, he won't be fumbling.
Well, the one thing he could do is pretty much. I remember when Tiki Barber, he used to carry the ball all around everywhere when he had his fumbling issues. Coughlin had him carry that ball all the time, and if somebody brings that ball back to me, you're in trouble. Or you know why? You know who did it too? Omar Epps. You remember Omar Epps in the movie?
Omar Epps. Yeah, I was about to say, isn't he an actor?
You ever watch the program, man? I love that football movie. It's like a fake Florida State, but yeah. Had more on that squad, bro. Hold the ball, Devin. Hold the ball. Anyway, what else we have? I think that's it for all that news. Or at least that's news we have. Now we can start our squad. You want to start with offense?
We start whatever you want to do, man. Let me
start on offense. Usually, so what I did, I looked up online to make sure how you usually or what the teams do to carry or break down the team for game day. So on the one side, they had 24 players on offense. Usually it's 4 running backs, 2 QBs, 7 offensive linemen, 3 tight ends, 5 wide receivers. You could have done it however you wanted. I changed a little bit. One thing on it. I kind of kept the same. On the defensive side, they usually keep 26 players, 8 defensive linemen, 7 linebackers, 6 cornerbacks. No, 6. I messed up. 7 linebackers and 7 DBs. I switched that because I changed it to 6 linebackers. I kept, and I went actually with 4 tight ends. So I changed my lineup a little. So if we go with 2 quarterbacks, I think we're going to agree who's going to be Josh
Barkley.
Barkley. Okay, that's what I have. I have Josh Allen, Matt Barkley. I thought if Fromm did good in the preseason, he might be able to knock out Barkley, but we didn't get to really see that. All you have is practice. So if they were into preseason and you saw Fromm throwing some haymakers up there and looking really good, that could have been a challenge or a little battle there. But I guess with just practice, regular practice, it's not happening. And we know Josh, man, he's not going anywhere. And a quick
not
thing,
going anywhere at all.
I saw a stat. I wish I would have saved it on Twitter. Somebody compared Lamar Jackson and Allen's numbers. I forgot if it was like 3rd down, 4th down.
Very close.
Allen's numbers were better than Lamar's.
Yeah.
Everybody just keeps crapping on this guy, man. It's ridiculous. I mean, I like it because he just could go.
We've always kind of been like the underdog, so it ain't nothing changed really. But
I just like that everybody is like, oh, Sam Darnold's a better quarterback. Oh, this guy's a better quarterback. Oh, this guy's a better. Josh Allen is the worst in the league. He's not worst in the league in anything.
Yeah.
It's like, come on,
absolutely.
Man.
Well, the people are now growing onto Josh Allen. They're already. People are expecting bigger things from Josh Allen now. There's a buzz going on about the Buffalo Bills and how Josh Allen should be. This is his 3rd year. So, there's a lot of expectations on Josh Allen. But getting back to the quarterbacks, like I said, we're going to have Josh Allen, Matt Barkley. They said in camp, Fromm kind of failed to impress with his limited reps. So they actually said Davis Webb could be kept as a 3rd quarterback and have Jake Fromm go into the practice squad if he doesn't get picked up by somebody. So this is something we need to watch.
Yeah, no, I didn't even hear that. That's pretty bad. I was reading sometimes Matt looked good in practice, sometimes it looked bad, sometimes Jake looked okay, nothing. I guess neither one of the backups were really impressive, which was kind of bad. Anyway, let's move on to our first wide receiver, the number 1 slot. Everybody knows it's going to be. It's no big surprise. Stephon Diggs. I mean, this guy, him and Allen are clicking big time. In practice, I know it's practice. He's beaten Trey White a few times. So I was a little surprised with that because we know how good Trey is. But again,
absolutely.
So they're just
the videos are sick, by the way. I don't know if you've seen any of the videos that they've been putting on, like Bill's Cold Front Report and a couple of the websites that have been replaying the games, like the scrimmage that they had, and a couple of individual plays that, man, I mean, it's a game of inches because Trey's right on him. But man, I'm so excited to see Stephon Diggs play because he catches the ball in traffic with somebody all over his back. I mean, this dude is the real deal.
Yeah, he's So I think he pushed off a little on Trey in the end zone.
A little bit. I seen that. I seen it.
I'm a defensive guy, so I think he pushed off a little. I was like, all right, that's what's going to happen though, because receivers usually get away with that. But if
Absolutely.
a player did it to them, not happening.
Flag. Yep.
Thanks for throwing up that Viva Los Bills 2020 roster. Another thing, like one of those that always bothered me, I think we talked about it, we're steering off a little, was Kyle Rudolph pushed off in the playoffs. I think it was against the Saints player, no call. And everybody was like, you can't call that, you can't call that.
Yeah, in the end zone, that was ooh.
And then Kittles did it, not even as bad as Rudolph's in the Super Bowl. They called him on. Everybody's like, oh yeah, that was pass interference. That was pass interference. It wasn't even as bad as Rudolph's. Come on, man.
We've done all these shows on everything we were looking forward to in terms of the players, in terms of trades, in terms of this and that and the other. But one show we haven't done is the officiating on how things are going to be this year. Because last year it was, a couple calls like you seen last year where, the one with the block, thanks his name.
44, I think it was, or whatever.
Yeah, I mean,
those guys, yeah. It was bad.
So we didn't even talk about officiating this year. So that's going to probably be a mid-season show we could add on. But
once the first game happens, how bad it is, if there's bad calls, we're going to talk about all that stuff. So we'll get over. Hey,
are the refs going to be running around with masks on?
I guess they have to, right?
I guess. There's so many questions I got, but it is what it is. We'll see how it goes in 10 days.
One thing was Jerry Hughes. We talked about it in the past, but Jerry Hughes was saying he tried the Oakley mask, the face mask, and he said he was sweating bullets. He couldn't really breathe. Everybody pretty much used it as a guinea pig and watched how he performed and how he didn't like it. He said, I'm not wearing it. I can't use it on the bottom. Really? Micah, are you serious? Put that over there, bro.
He wants to get the football.
No, trying to creep in with some pizza, and I'm like, "Are you serious right now?" Anyway, what's it called? Let's get back to the lineup. Just threw me off. John Brown.
That's okay. Stephon Diggs. I got Stephon Diggs, John Brown, and Cole Beasley as my three there.
Everybody knows. Again, there's going into camp. There wasn't many spots. You would really have to impress to win a spot on here. So we know those are going to be the three starting. Personally, at tight end, I put Dawson Knox. I think Knox is going to win the starting spot. I think he takes it from Lee Smith. I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think Lee Smith comes back and wins the spot. Who do you have on? You have Dawson? Or
I got Dawson Knox. I got Lee Smith as a second and Tyler Croft in third. Are we gonna go back to the wide receivers? Or are we done with the wide receivers? I mean, we just did the top three that you're gonna keep
starting, and then we throw the backups. Just to have a starting lineup. But
I have Dawson Knox coming in for sure. With all the I mean, he's been doing a lot of work. From what I understand, he's been doing a lot of work, off-season work with his hands. He's gotten a lot better. Remember we were talking about the drops of the tight ends last year, so hopefully they improve of it. They got so many weapons now that Dawson Knox is gonna have to do something because we have so many depth and so many weapons on offense. And he quoted saying it's about being unselfish and knowing whatever is best for the team that week will be called. And I'm not going to have a problem with that if we're winning, obviously. In other words, a lot of the quotes that I'm seeing about a lot of these players is as long as they're winning, they don't really care on their role as long as they win. John Brown was one of them also because they were talking about he might not get as many touches because of Stephon Diggs' presence. And he's another one that said, listen, we're here to win. As long as we win, that's all that matters, which is a good attitude to have. You got some people that are like, throw me the ball. Throw me the damn ball. Remember that back in the day with the Bucks? But we don't have that attitude here. And I think that's kind of the culture that that McDermott has set as a team, as a leader of the team, which I'm kind of loving it.
Yeah, well, that's the way it has to be. Plus, I don't think they're going to accept that. Diggs. That's what everybody was a little worried about. That Diggs might do that like he did in Minnesota, and hopefully it doesn't, because you have enough weapons. That ball should be spread around and not forced to Diggs. There's no reason to force anything. You got Brown, you got Diggs, two speedsters on the outside. I mean, you're going to put your best guy probably on Diggs. Brown was toasting people as our number one last year.
He was the number one last year. Yeah, absolutely.
Imagine him going against the number two corners,
And then you got Beasley in the slot, man. In practice, he was making guys he would run like a down and in, and the guys were predicting a down and out, and he would have 10 yards on them in a short route. Like, he's making these guys doing pirouettes, man, which I seen those videos with him, and I'm like, vast improvement by Cole Beasley also. I'm excited to see him and get in the game also too, man. I'm just stoked with our wide receiver core.
Yeah, I mean, wide receivers, the running backs, what's it called? All that. Anyway, now we'll get to a little bit of this is, I got a little tricky here at running back, man. I honestly thought of putting Zach Moss as my starting running back. I think they'll give the nod to Devin because he was here last year. But I think it's going to be more like 50-50 down the line with these two. I don't think Devin might get more carries. I think he might get the first carry of the game. But I really see these guys splitting. And everybody's impressed with Zach. And I told you, I could see him coming in and winning the starting job, especially since Devin's just a 1 year in. It's not like he's a 4 or 5 year vet. He's 1 year in, and Zach came in with that chip on his shoulder. But I still think Devin will get the nod as the starter. But I think Zach is right there, man.
I agree with you. I think Singletary is going to be our starter. It's going to be a 1-2 punch combo all season. I think Devin's going to keep the starting position for at least till midseason. We'll see how it goes. But, Zach, they say his hands are pretty good. He's a big, strong back. His presence, man, he's a scary dude to be around. To tackle, he's hard to tackle. So they're both kind of two different guys, like we talked about in the beginning of our shows way back. Yeah. Devin's a shifty little guy that moves quick, and Zach has some shiftiness to him, but he's more of a north-south guy that likes the punishment. So I still think that Devin is going to be the starter, but Zach is going to get probably the same amount of touches or probably even more by midseason. So we're going to see how that plays out.
Oh, you're saying midseason. Uh-oh.
Yeah. Devin Singletary, he gotta prove it, man. Zach comes with a chip on his shoulder. Devin's been working out, he's been doing well, but the fumble stuff, in this league it's unforgiving, man. You gotta hold on to the ball because this is a business, and you drop the ball a couple times, that little scale is gonna go towards Zach Moss, and Zach Moss looks like he's the type that if he gets a situation to where he's got to take advantage of it, that's what he's going to do. What are you doing? You see, we switched. Just like Zach Moss and Singletary, we switched up. You saw that?
What the hell? Oh, that's crazy. I don't know what happened there. But anyway, now I'm like, whoa. What the hell's going on here? I'm in the background doing that. Holy, yeah, it is. Look at him.
There you go. Who's the third person now? Who are you gonna put it? There you go.
You hopping on?
What's up, Bobby?
Not much. I have myself a little Cuban Eddies tonight. I'm a little rice and beans.
Nice.
Hey guys, real quick. I know you're doing your roster projections. I know this is a big week for fantasy football drafts. Do you guys play? You guys play fantasy?
I think I have one team this year so far. So yeah.
What are your thoughts for people who are watching or going to watch over the weekend and stuff? What are your thoughts on the Bills? Which Bills do you project as being fantasy players this year?
All three wide receivers. I think Allen. If you're going to go by, say, some people are saying stay away from Stephon Diggs, which I think is ridiculous. Actually, I would take Allen in the third or fourth round.
Brown.
You know, Brown, all the receivers, Diggs, Brown, Beasley. I like the tight end Knox, especially if he does win the starting position. I think Knox would be good. My one sleeper on the team would be Zach Moss. I think people were going to pick up on Singletary, but I think Moss is going to get most of the carries by the end zone. So I think Moss would be like a sleeper in the later rounds.
I think Moss is going to get spread by maybe after a quarter of the season pass. I think he's going to be your starting running back. Putting up RB2.
That's what I was that's what I was just talking about with
Yeah. I honestly think they're going to get 50-50 carries. Unless Devin is dropping the ball, because, you know, you're going to win or lose games with turnovers. So you can't be doing that. I think Moss, I think it's going to be pretty close both ways. I think it's up to Devin if he loses the spot or not.
It's his job. It's up to him if he loses his spot, I believe.
And defensive-wise, we're going to be up there. But my problem is with Norman being hurt, and if Levi Wallace stays hurt, we're not going to get those interceptions that we want, or not as good. I mean, we got guys who can step in. Sharon Neal plays safety, but he also plays corner. I have him as my nickel back. If we get Josh back, Levi Wallace back, I think they're going to have turnovers. We're going to get sacks with this defense we've had. So, I mean, I like our players, and that's not just being a Bills fan. I actually think we got
in every position.
Yeah,
absolutely, all around.
And like
I agree.
I get on with the show. I've been reading a lot of projections, a lot of I'm doing my ramp up to drafts and everything. I have 2 drafts this weekend and another one next week. What are your thoughts on this air of negativity around drafting Josh Allen?
I think it's dumb. Personally, he's going to run the ball and he's going to throw touchdowns. I think he gives you both. So he's one of the, like, all right, is he putting up?
He's a dual threat. Absolutely.
Is he putting up Lamar Jackson numbers yet? No. Can he this year? He actually has some, you know, with Diggs and Brown and Beasley and Dawson, they're going to put up the numbers. If the receivers, the running backs, they both catch. If Zach catches like they're saying he can, that's even a dual threat there. So you're going to get running and receiving. I think the sky's the limit with Josh Allen. If he connects with these guys like he seems to be, a lot of these passes in practice are on point. I know it's practice, but the downfield throws, the short throws, he's been on point.
Yeah.
Personally, I'll take him later in the 3rd, 4th round. I wouldn't really. If people start picking quarterbacks, I'd pick them up.
All right, cool.
I think Josh Allen has more touchdown than Saquon Barkley. So you can go with that.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
And Bobby's leaving on that one.
All right, guys, don't do that.
All right, Bobby.
Let's get back to the offense, the less popular guys. So we'll start on the line, left tackle. I think nothing changes. It's Deion Dawkins. You know, our starting left guard last year was Quentin Spann. That's not changing. Mitch Morgan, center. That's not changing. The only difference is, I think, is right guard. Brian Winters was brought in. They say he should win the spot, so I got him down as it. Oh, I see you're like, yeah. So who do you have at your right guard?
Well, Brian Winter was he was brought in to fill in the hole at right guard until John Feliciano could return. But if Feliciano doesn't look like he's going to miss a significant time, I think Winters might be even released, and the Bills could save some money.
Now?
You know,
anyway,
we got other players with position flexibility than Winters. You know, he might be the odd man out. If he does make the team, which is a real possibility, they'll have experienced depth. I mean,
so who do you have?
Darrell Williams. I got Brian Winters right now, but it's kind of like, you know, we got to give it a little bit more time and see what happens. You know, there's still 10 days left. So yes. I don't know what's actually wrong with John Feliciano. How long is he out for, by the way? I know he was out with the pec.
His pectoral muscle, he had surgery. The thing was, after he got it done, he said, "I'll be back in 3 months." Doesn't mean he could get back. He might be able to.
In 3 months. Yeah.
It all depends on how he heals, and then we got to see how he holds up. It's a tough injury. But like right now, I just had Brian Winters. They brought him in. Like you said, I mean, it's just to hold his spot. But if it's for 3 months, you don't know how he's going to come back.
Exactly.
I thought a guy who could have given him a chance or run for that spot was Darrell Williams, being that they brought him in North Carolina. But I think Brian takes it. And then at right tackle, we all know, guy just got his deal. Cody Ford isn't going nowhere. So that's his spot. And then I put for fullback Patrick DeMarco, being, like you said, came out that Reggie Gillian changed his number to a tight end number. So I guess he's not playing fullback. So I think Patrick DeMarco keeps his spot.
I agree with you. He switched his number. Reggie Gilliam switched his number and we started working out with the tight ends. Even though DeMarco, I think he missed practice for more than a week because he had some neck soreness or whatever it was.
Yes.
And but I think he's going to be the guy lined up behind Allen week 1 if he's healthy. Or maybe he'll be running a go route down the sideline at one of the other. But I think he's going to be the starting guy for week 1.
DeMarco.
Yes.
I mean, I like the guy. I was happy when they signed him. He did have a few drop passes. The only good thing is he can catch the ball out the outside. That's another weapon that you could use. They do line him up like outside, or it's almost like a tight end at times. I mean, he has talent, so whatever. We think he's going to be there. I guess we could just add our depth guys for the offense. Who do you have as your 2 receivers coming in? If they go with a 5 wide receiver set, like I said, we're following this format.
Give me a second here. Well, we got the 3 main guys. We got Diggs, John Brown, Cole Beasley.
I think we're going to agree probably on one of these guys. Let's see.
It's tricky because there's a lot of things going on right now. But my other guys that I got to make the 7 wide receivers that we should have, I have Andre Roberts, Gabriel Davis. Huh?
You kept 7 wide receivers?
Yeah.
What?
Yep, 7. 7.
That's crazy. So you cut other positions somewhere else.
Yeah, I sure did. That's why we're going to go break it down. So I got Diggs, Brown, Beasley, Roberts, Gabriel Davis, Isaiah McKenzie, and Isaiah Hodgins. Gabriel Davis has just been
You have the whole wide receiver squad in there.
I got the whole squad, man. Everybody's really good. I mean, what do you want me to do? Who has had more impressive camp than Gabriel Davis? He's going to be there. He continues to make plays. Huh?
I have Gabriel, like you said. But hold on. You have 7 receivers, right? So where did you take – because it usually says 5 wide receivers. Where did you take those other 2 positions from?
Well, we got tight end difference. We're just going to break it down little by little, and you see how it breaks down. I can't go back to every single position that I got right now on the cuff like that. But, Gabriel Davis had a great rookie wide. He's a great rookie wideout, man. He's been doing great in camp. They don't see the benefit. A lot of people don't see benefit like you, like bringing back Andre Roberts. I know me and you talked about him before. But he's a good return guy. So, he wasn't able to do that in the first year with the Bills. But he's a good special team contributor. So, he's going to be better than he was in last year for sure. All right. Why are you smiling over there, man?
Because I'm trying to.
Hodgkin hasn't been that impressive.
No.
As Davis.
To me, I ended up going a little different like you because the one thing I did, but you have 7 receivers, so we have to find out where you took those guys from. So
realistically, the Bills are going to keep 6 receivers and have 1 going to the probably special teams. So
this is for game day. We're not saying as the whole 53-man roster or whatever. So game day, you have to dress certain positions. They say, and that's what I ended up saying. they go with 24 supposedly on offense, and usually it's 5 wide receivers. I almost went 6 receivers. So the one thing I did was I went 4 tight ends, so I took away a linebacker. So instead of having 7 linebackers, I have 6 linebackers now. So that's why I was saying, where did you subtract 2 position players from? See, that's what I was wondering. Because if you go with that, see, me, I have Gabriel Davis, like you said. That's another guy, Bobby, if you're listening. Gabriel Davis on the Bills.
He's a sleeper.
Late round pick. But this guy, if he does get in, he could put up some numbers, I think. So what I did, like I said, instead of having 3 tight ends, with Reggie Gillian stepping up, I put him in the lineup. He also plays special teams. So, so I took away 1 linebacker to make up the spot for him. Because you have to keep 1 position for the kicker. You know, the punter, Corey Bojorquez, the kicker, Tyler Bass, and Reed Ferguson. So those 3 spots are already taken up. So you can't even touch those guys. Yeah. And then you add on. So we have to find where you subtract the 2 guys.
2 guys. All right. So, so if we go, if right now as we stand, I would go Stephon Diggs, John Brown, Cole Beasley, Gabriel Davis, and Isaiah McKenzie. Those are the guys I would have.
Yeah, I went with Duke. See, I knew we
went with Duke.
Yeah, I went with Duke.
I think Duke might wind up back on the practice squad like he did before. I think he's gonna. Yeah. I mean, we got Gabriel Davis with that big body. What you hiding for?
I don't think Duke qualifies for the practice squad. I'm not sure if he qualifies for it. And I think you see those catches in practice. And like I said, I thought towards the end of the year he earned that spot. Again, Davis, I think, is going to be there. But you say McKenzie, I'm hoping Duke makes it. You know, you got the height, you got the speed. The guy's got crazy hands.
He got good hands.
Yeah, we'll see.
See, but I'm looking more. You know, when Isaiah McKenzie's there, he gives you that threat of the jet sweep. None of these other guys can really do that. You know, I mean, when Isaiah's there, he's a good receiver, but he always has that jet sweep presence that got to keep those linebackers in check too. So I don't know, man. That's what I got. I got Diggs, Brown, Beasley, Davis, and McKenzie as my 5.
Davis and McKenzie.
Write it down.
Oh no! So you're keeping 5, but you had.
Well, you told me to keep 5, so I'm just keeping that. No, but listen.
You could keep the 6, but we got to take away some player somewhere else.
Nah. Just go ahead. I'm gonna go with 5 now. Now you got me thinking. So now I'm playing chess with you. Go ahead.
All right. So, with the tight end position, I have, like I said, I know you have Tyler Croft. I have Tyler Croft. I have Lee Smith, but I added Reggie Gillian. I think Gillian for his special teams, and if he's playing the way they're saying, you know, he's another threat. So I think he makes it more because of special teams, even though last week I have him being sent down to the practice squad. Yeah. But I think he makes
I don't think he's ready yet. I mean, he just changed his number. He's just started working out with the tight ends, so I have him going in the practice squad. I got 3 tight ends. That would be Knox, Lee Smith, and Tyler Croft. That would be my 3 right now.
Oh, by the way, Tyler Croft escaped injury supposedly because somebody stepped on his foot, and they were worried he was going to be hurt already. But luckily, it was okay. So, and the other 2 position player, actually, no, running back. One thing I did, usually they say 4 running backs. I only kept 3. Devin Singletary, Zach Moss, and I went with Taiwan Jones. You know, if they do go 4, all right, I counted DeMarco as my 4th running back, actually. So that's where
it
would be. Yeah, because you got to count your fullback. So I counted him as a running back. Taiwan Jones, unless he's hurt, he's going to be our return guy. I don't think.
He's definitely a special team. I'm with you on that. I had the Singletary, Moss, and Taiwan Jones. It was a close with TJ Yeldon, but you know, Jones returned to practice as a limited participant, so I was kind of like, is he ready yet? Is he not ready yet? So I was kind of like on the flop with between him and TJ Yeldon. You know, Yeldon provides the depth behind Singletary and Moss, but I think Jones would be the third back to keep.
Yeah, that's what I think. And unless they keep Andre Roberts, which I don't think they will, but again, some people have him in there. Taiwan could return punts and kickoffs. So why keep Andre Roberts? He's not really running routes.
Yeah.
You're just going to keep punt returns.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a good idea.
Not worth it. Yeah.
No.
And TJ Yeldon is good to keep around too because he adds that depth and that experience. So God forbid Singletary or Moss gets hurt, knock on wood, he'd be the guy to fill in pretty much.
Yeah. Offensive line depth, I kept it with Ty Nisk. I think he'll be in there. And Darrell Williams because he could play either guard position.
Yep.
Nisk could play either tackle. So I think that's where I went with that.
I'm with you on that.
Defense. So for defense, like I said, usually it's 26 players, 8 D linemen, 7 linebackers, 7 defensive backs. Again, I went with 6 because I kept an extra tight end. Honestly, I think at left end, I think Mario Addison. I think he beats out Trent Murphy.
Yep.
That's what you have too?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I like Murphy, don't get me wrong, but he started real slow off last year. But then at the end of the year, he kind of get productive. I think he had 4. Let me see if I can find it. He had 4 sacks in the last 5 games. So he kind of like turned it up at the end of the season. I guess, that money, he knew he had he had 4 sacks in 5 games and added 2 more sacks in the playoffs. So, which brought his stock a little bit up. But with all these additions that we got on this defensive line, man, I think it makes sense to get rid of Murphy, in my opinion, because I think it frees up like $6 or $7 million on the cap for 2021. Yeah.
I thought this was his last year.
$7 million frees up the cap if we get rid of him.
Yeah, but you know what? What are you going to do? You have $20 million worth of cap now, I think. Why even bother? I think this is his last year. I'd have to check. Why not use
it? Because it could be rolled into the 2021 cap.
No, I get it.
You know what I'm saying?
His last year of his contract, his money's gone next year.
Yeah, but you got to think about also if it rolls in the 2021 cap, well, we got to have money to keep guys like Milano and Trey White. We're gonna have to use that money somewhere.
I would not cut him, especially now you got this depth. You don't want to mess it up. If he finishes contract, that's it. Unless we're struggling, we're not playing like we could, and then maybe trade him.
Get something for him.
But besides that, I wouldn't mess up the chemistry. The guy started playing like a beast towards the end of the year. Now, if Mario Addison starts, Trent comes in fresh against some tired linemen. He's going to even look better, I think.
That's true.
But I do think Mario, they've been saying he's all over the place in practice and looks like a beast. So I think he takes that position. I think he beats him out. Defensive tackle, I have Ed Oliver. I think there's no reason for him not
There's no arguing that.
My other defensive tackle is Vernon Butler. Who do you have at the other defensive tackle?
Vernon Butler also, and then I got it's pretty much a lock. Pretty much the front 4, man. And who else? You got Jerry Hughes.
Yeah, and I was thinking though, I almost put Harrison Phillips as the other defensive tackle. And I don't want
not yet.
See, but I think Vernon is going to be the man there.
Yeah, sure.
We'll hop out to weak linebacker. I think AJ Klein, that's his spot. Again, I haven't really seen him in practice, but I think that's his spot.
I haven't heard it. I've heard good things about him, but I haven't seen anything.
Yeah.
Again, but you got Trey Edmonds, we got Matt Milano, of course, AJ Klein, and I think the one to alternate on that weak side is going to be Taylor Matekovich too. I think I got him too in there.
Well, I have him on the reserves. Like we could touch on that. But like I said, same thing with the offense. I didn't think there was many spots to actually fight for. I think one going into camp was right cornerback, maybe defensive tackle, and then there would be a fight between who's going to take that defensive end position. Like I said, we both agree that Mario Addison probably will take it, beat out Trent.
Yep.
Linebacker position, we said the weak linebacker would be the one to fight for. But I think AJ Klein, that's his spot.
Yeah.
Going to right corner, I have Levi Wallace. Hopefully he could rub that hamstring out, get the knots out, and be all right. Because if it's not him, who's it going to be? It could be Saran Neal.
Jaquan Johnson.
Yeah, but I think he's banged up too. So it's like
then who we got left? We got Dane Jackson way down there.
I think Cam Lewis was the one practicing today or starting.
Yeah, and yeah, he's got plenty of praise this training camp. They say he's doing pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Saran Neal, said he could play safety or corner, so we should be okay. But it's scary because now you're at the point that, all right, are they going to cut some players to sign more cornerbacks?
Nah. See, we're gonna keep Cam Lewis, even though he did good. I see him going down on a practice squad for another season. I see him going down on the practice squad.
Well, yeah, it all depends if Levi is healthy or not.
With the injuries, absolutely, and Josh Norman too. I know.
Josh Norman, I'm not counting on until maybe week 3 or 4.
Third week. Yes, sir. Yeah.
So, all right, I have Levi Wallace there. Jordan Poyer is going to be at strong safety. We know that.
Absolutely. Micah Hyde, Jordan Poyer.
Corner, a left cornerback is going to be Trey White. And then I had a nickelback, Saran Neal. Some people have Jaquan Johnson there, but I think Neal will be our nickelback. And, so now we'll look at depth because everything there is the same pretty much for us. I know Trent Murphy is going to be the second guy behind Mario. Defensive tackle, I have Harrison Phillips, which we got.
Harrison Phillips, he's right there, yep.
And I put Quentin Jefferson as our second.
Another one.
That's who you got? Because also he could play all across the line, And then at the end.
Don't forget about the end, my boy.
Your boy.
AJ Vanessa, going both positions, both sides. People are getting fired because he's changing positions, so.
Not fired.
Suspended. Suspended, my bad.
So AJ, that's our top 8 are the same. Did you add another defensive end, or that's how you have it too?
That's pretty much I had it. Darryl Johnson was kind of in the mix in there too, but that's another topic we got to touch on. But getting back to the safeties, like you said, we didn't even talk about Dean Marlow either. I mean, I know we got Jordan Poyer, Micah Hyde. You got Neal as a big nickel guy. Yeah. But Marlow can do pretty much everything too. So that's a guy we got to keep around too. You know what I mean? And Jaquan Johnson, I don't know what's going to happen with him. He's a good player for special teams. So I don't know where he would equate on that 53-man roster too. Jaquan Johnson.
Wow, but I do have Dean Marlow on the squad. I have him as our backup strong safety. I mean, he could be shifted to free safety also.
He can play anything. That's what I like about him. He pretty much could do a little bit of everything. So that's kind of like the Joker out of all the defensive backs out there. You could just plug him. The wild card, yeah, that's what I meant. The wild card.
That's the good thing with Saran Neal too, because they're like the same. You can play corner, safety, strong safety, and free safety, which is.
But Neal, they use him more of the nickel package guy. You know what I'm saying? That's where he seems to thrive better.
Mm-hmm. As of lately, he stepped up there, so that's good. Again, Jaquan Johnson's another guy I have on there. Now the linebacker position, I went with Tyler Makovich, like you said. He plays more middle linebacker, so he'll be behind Tremaine Edmonds, special teams beast. So, he's going to be there with Reggie Gillian and Taiwan Jones on special teams. This was I wasn't too sure, but I put Andre Smith at the weak side linebacker because, they just traded for him.
Yeah.
So I see him landing in that spot. Even though we have some guys coming back from last year, I'm like, you got Phillips and all these guys. So who knows?
They gave up a 2023 pick for him, so that makes me believe he's gonna make the team. I mean, they gave a pickup for him, so he's got to at least make the squad.
But if you do cut him, you'll say, well, at least it was a 7th round pick.
But I don't think they gave up, like I said, a 2023 pick. But I think his primary role is going to be as a special team contributor. But he could also fill in as a linebacker whenever he's called up.
Well, that's what have him as the weak side filling in for AJ Klein.
Mm-hmm.
He goes down, you know.
Yep.
But the other guy I had was Vassan Joseph. So, like I said, I kept 6 linebackers. Vassan Joseph, when he's played and been healthy, he's been on point.
Mm-hmm.
Know that he could play. So I think he'll make the squad or the starting squad.
He's a touch and go guy, man. I mean, he missed the whole season with a shoulder injury, so I don't know. I mean, you know, I think it's just because of his availability. But like I said, he hurt himself for a whole season over with a shoulder injury. Yeah. They're probably going. I think that he's going to go down on the practice squad, but they're going to definitely keep him.
So who did you have as your other backups for linebacker?
What I have all together was Edmonds, Milano, Klein, Matekovic, Smith, and Tyrell Dodson.
Oh yeah, Dotson. Well, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, see, we had a few things that were different. Not everything.
A little bit, not too bad.
No. Good.
Hey, and I have my kicker as Tyler Bass. Who you got?
Tyler Bass. That was the given. That's why I said those first 3 were given. So yeah, hold on one second. I gotta do something. I gotta answer something. Oh, yeah. I can't even think. I'm like losing my mind. So anyway,
10 days. 10 days. 10 days. The Bills will be taking the field.
They're making the cuts on Saturday. I think on Saturday they have to be done. So we're gonna know if our last week's script looks good or all the picks, and then we're going to see again how these guys look. You know,
match up. Absolutely.
So we'll get to
what are we talking about next week? What are we going to do? We're going to match up against the Jets?
Finally, we get to talk about a football game.
My gosh.
We could recap the cuts, who got cut, who didn't get cut, who we signed. You know, we'll have something to look at and talk about. Also, we'll be able to talk about the Jets game. We'll probably bring out some Jet fans. One guy who's going to join us again next week is Fred Kilmartin from the Cold Front Bills Report. So it'll be cool to have him back on and talking about the Jets Bills.
Looking forward to that.
Yep, and catching up. It's been, I think he joined us, our first or second or third show. So it's been a while, so we'll have him talking, pick his brain, see what he says. So at least we'll have some topics to talk about. Also, we could do all our picks. You could pick every game if you want for the week, and we'll do that. We should try to do that and just keep a track and see how good our picks are during the year.
Yeah. Hey, way to think on the fly, man. We could do that.
Yeah, now we're gonna have some topics and some substance. And talk about
some meat and potatoes.
Yeah, potatoes. We could talk about.
So since you say whip a lot, some rice and beans.
Love rice and beans, man. You can have a play like pernil there or some steak.
I know I'm excited, man. I'm excited. It's been so long. You know, usually at this time of the year, we got 4 preseason games in. So we have an idea of what the teams are starting to look like, what's going to happen, what might not happen. But we're everybody, all these teams are going in blind right now. So I like our chances, being that pretty much our core stayed the same. All we did was improve on certain positions, and we have depth. So I'm looking forward to a great season. You know what I'm saying? I'm excited. So let's see how we match up with the Jets. By the way, I heard the Jets had a scrimmage. You didn't hear it from me, but the starters went like 0 for 6 against the backup defense. So hey, you didn't hear that from me though. So we'll see how it goes.
I heard from people who were there that it did not look pretty, that it looked really bad. And then they compared it to, say, like the Giants scrimmage, and they actually the Giants looked pretty good in their scrimmage, or looked like a unit or like a real team, and that the Jets looked like worse than a college football team out there.
Well, I hope they stay like that in 10 days. That's for sure, because I don't want to have to eat I don't want us to have to eat our words talking crap about it.
I mean, again, we have to see who gets cut, who doesn't get cut, who they sign.
Sure.
I said I could see them sign Mohamed Sanu to help them out because they have 1,000 injured receivers. So all the depth they could get would be good for them. And that's about it. Let's see what else. If this clown Then coming here. Hey, Micah.
What, you want to eat pizza now?
Yeah, he's gonna come on because he wanted to show his Bills jersey, and he's like,
"All right."
On. So I was like, "Oh yeah." He's like, "Yeah, I put on my Bills jersey and everything." So he was trying to creep on before, and I'm like, "Can't come on at that point. You gotta come on at the end."
You gotta wait for the cue.
Yeah, he got lost. If he don't come here soon, he ain't gonna be on
at all.
Exactly.
Give a shout out to our sister stations, man, real quick while you're at it.
K&K show, as always, on Wednesday. It's Sundays at 8 p.m. Bobby, any other shows over there that we got to hit? I should know all of these. I just know always K&K always talks. We go out, hop on their show and talk with them. Who's coming up next, Bobby?
Well, you got Beyond the Buzzer Sports with Danny and Kyle right after you at 9 o'clock. I think next week, Kurt moves from Saturday night. They're doing like a fantasy / betting show before yours starting next week.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I have to jump on that show. Are they going to talk about betting everything or just football?
I think it's going to be mostly football, but everything.
Okay. That's pretty cool.
Hey, Bobby. Yo. Bobby, starting next week when we talk about the Jets, we're going to actually have our picks for the season. So if you want to join us and see what records we have at the end of the season.
All right.
Just straight up win-loss picks.
All right. Sounds good.
All right.
All right.
Come down. This is Micah.
Oh, he got the Allen jersey. Woo!
On the back. What's your YouTube channel, Micah? What are you going to be shouting out?
Death Hunter King.
Oh, he's Death Hunter King at YouTube.
All right.
Wow. He's one of the little guys who always comments on our thing. Anyway, on that note, we're going to sign off. Until next week. Thanks for watching, everyone. Go Buffalo. I want to say go Buffalo.
Go Buffalo.
Go Buffalo.
Guys, have a good night. Let's get out of here. So.